Power does not fear noise, it fears memory. When truth survives long enough to spread, power responds the same way it always has, not with debate, but with erasure. This pattern is ancient, and in the late 20th century it appeared again. Not in a forgotten empire, but in plain sight. In the life of a man whose voice became too difficult to contain. His name was Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Fela Kuti is often remembered as a musician. That description is convenient and incomplete, because what surrounded him was not art alone, but information. Information about corruption, authority, foreign influence, and internal decay. In earlier civilizations, this role belonged to priests, scribes, and historians, those who shaped memory, those who controlled narrative. Fela occupied a similar position, but outside the protection of tradition. And his music did not entertain power, it confronted it. Lyrics carried names, structures, accusations, and once knowledge becomes accessible, it stops being symbolic. It becomes dangerous. Ancient rulers understood this well, which is why libraries were burned, why scholars were imprisoned, why languages were erased. Control does not begin with weapons. It begins with silence. What followed Fela was not random violence. It was systematic raids, arrests, harassment. The objective was never to stop music. It was to disrupt influence. Because influence does not require office or armies, it requires belief. And belief spreads quietly. Fela's communal space, Kalakuta Republic, was more than a residence. It functioned like an independent system. In ancient terms, it resembled a rival center of authority, a place outside official control. History shows us what happens to such places. They are absorbed or destroyed. Kalakuta was destroyed, not because it was illegal, but because it was autonomous. It is tempting to view this as a modern political story. But the structure is old. Those who challenge centralized power are rarely erased openly. They are framed, discredited, isolated. The goal is not death. The goal is forgetfulness. Fela survived many attempts at erasure, but survival is not the same as victory. What matters is not what happened to him, but why it happened, because his persecution follows the same logic used against ancient truth keepers, those who spoke too clearly, those who refused alignment. History does not repeat itself loudly, it whispers, and when power feels threatened, it reaches for the same tools it always has: suppression, distortion, silence. Fela Kuti was not punished for music. He was punished for memory. And memory, when left uncontrolled, is more dangerous than rebellion.